Well, hello, my lovely friends. How in the world do you stay motivated during this crazy time when you're stuck at home? You might have kids driving you crazy. Your business just isn't going anywhere, especially as a photographer. We can't shoot right now. So, how in the world do we keep motivated when, man, we're under incredible stress? There may be illnesses going, like you may be catching the illness, the COVID illness, or know somebody who has, or be caring for somebody who has it, or just be afraid of it. You might be under significant financial stress, all the stuff, right? I don't need to go into all of it because you know all of the things that might be hard. That's what we're going to talk about today. And this is part of our Question of the Week series, and it was inspired by Catherine Smith in our free group, who answered one of the questions I posted, asking what people need right now, where I just kind of wanted to get a pulse and see where people are at, because I know a lot of people are kind of taking it quiet right now, so that I can help you move forward as best as possible. And she just said that it's been really hard to be motivated, and that it's really hard to keep your head up and keep moving forward. And I totally get that. And so I want to share 3 different things you can do to help stay motivated right now, today. And I hope you find it helpful. If you aren't already part of our personal brand photography group, I would love to have you join. It's right here and it's free. So definitely connect with us there, because I know for me, at least, being part of a community has definitely helped me get through this time. Although, I'm starting to let myself go a little bit. I need a shower pretty bad, but it is what it is. And yeah, so I would definitely have you join that if you aren't part of it right already. And by the way, hello, it's nice to see you here. I would love to know, for those of you watching live and for those of you watching the replay, if you could tell me right now, on a scale of 1 to 5, let's go 0 to 5. 0 is you have zero motivation to do anything business related right now, and 5 is like you're just cruising right now. Where are you personally at? So if you would let me know that would be fantastic. And I should probably open my little window so I can see your answers. There we go. So let me know where you're at. That would be super helpful to kind of know. And with that, I'm going to dive in. So the first thing I want you guys to remember is that right now it's so easy to be all consumed with everything going on with the pandemic and the sheltering in place, if you've got that in place, and to just feel super hyper focused on what you can't do right now. And so the very first thing that I want you to think about is that after this is over, I honestly, truly believe that personal brand photography specifically is going to be flourishing in a way that it never has before. Because all of this time, I think I've been sheltering in place for about, is it 3.5 weeks now? 3.5 or 4 weeks now? I think it's 4 weeks. Oh, this is crazy. I don't know what day it is half the time anymore. If it wasn't for this Monday video, I would almost lose track of all the days. But I know so many people who've had to make big pivots in their business that are really looking at starting online businesses or doing yoga practices online. Like, I have a friend who does yoga in a studio who started teaching online classes during this. And more people are seeing that it's not that hard to connect virtually. Lots of people using Zoom for the first time and seeing, oh, this isn't so bad. It's actually really easy. And I genuinely believe that there's going to be more online businesses than ever who are going to need us as personal brand photographers. It's going to be fantastic. Not only that, but I have heard of specific photographers who've already given up. This was the last straw. They threw in the towel. They decided to close their business, and they're not going to be doing photography anymore. So the market has less photographers and it has more online entrepreneurs and influencers who are coming into the space. And so I believe that once all of these restrictions have been lifted and we can actually get out and work again, because I know it feels like this stuff is going to last forever and everything's changed forever. And yeah, it's not all going to be the same, but we are going to be able to work again. And I think it's going to be this flurry of activity. And so the first thing I would encourage you to do to stay motivated is think about what things are going to be like and what you're going to do that very first week once this is all over and you can start shooting again. I know the illness is going to keep going and I know there's going to be a lot of stuff, but think about when you're finally able to start working again and doing what you do, what is that week going to look like? Most people aren't going to think about it because we're so sucked into now and making masks and like figuring out how to buy toilet paper, all these crazy things that we can't even fathom that this is going through our minds, right? Or applying for aid. I know I've done that. If you haven't, definitely check that out. But really visualize what are you going to do that very first week and do those things now as much as you can so that when the time comes, you can get back on your feet fast and take advantage of all the other people who are ready to start hiring photographers right away. Okay, so number one, if I know we did a whole post in the free group about how many clients you've had to postpone or have canceled, and it's incredible. Some of you have 30 clients that have either canceled or postponed, okay? So that very first week, and maybe even beforehand, as soon as you know the shelter in place is going to be lifted and you can start working again safely, you're going to want to communicate with every single person that's postponed or canceled and try and get those people back or on their books or on your books again. You want to schedule them, okay? So what I would do is I would actually make a list of who all those people are and start writing write a letter that you can use and have it ready to go as soon as you get the news via email or send it via messenger or whatever it is, however you communicate with your people, have that ready to go so that when the time comes, you can get those things out there and you can start shooting again as soon as absolutely possible. Okay. You're also going to want to have any other communication that you will want to put out there, letting people know, hey, you're shooting again, ready to go, especially if you're going to put some limitations on it. So I don't know how all this is going to shake out, and I know you don't either. Okay. Also, super side note, totally not related to this, but look at the white balance when my hands are here is so much better than when it goes down here. That's why I keep talking with my hands. Sorry, I was distracted by that, and I thought you guys should know why I keep having my hands here. All right, but when we get back to all of this, I'm guessing that things are going to kind of roll out where we're not going to just be able to go back to how things were for sure, that we're still going to have some restrictions in place, but they're going to slowly ease them off. And so I would recommend thinking about, okay, if you can do photography, but you still need to social distance, what might that look like? Like if you don't have to stay home, but you can't, do it the same way you used to, think about that. Think about what some of those limitations are. Or if you've got a compromised immune system and you want to have extra precautions in place, like you might want to consider any policies you're going to change, like not doing any shoots if somebody's coughing, or if they have, any symptoms whatsoever. You're going to want to think about that, because just because they say we're going to shoot again doesn't mean, this virus is going to be around for quite a while. And so if there are any changes to your business policies that you need to make, you may want to consider those now. You may even want to write them into your contracts so that they're ready to go when you're ready to start shooting again. This guy making sense, guys? So anything you're going to want to communicate when we're back in business, the more you can plan for that now and have it ready to go, the better. And then I would really think about what you want that first week back to look like. Knowing that a lot of people are going to want to be hiring and working with a photographer, what can you do now to be as ready as possible to book these clients? Like, what can you do today? Like, are you going to do some sort of promotion? Are you going to do some sort of thing for people who act fast? Like maybe you say the first 5 people to book who can shoot this week or within the next 2 weeks will get a discounted rate. Whatever it is. You might even start booking those people now, doing the planning sessions now, and then scheduling them as soon as possible thereafter. There are plenty of photographers who are still booking clients during this time by saying, hey, I need cash flow. I will give you a discount if you book with me now and pay in full now, and then we'll work together. We'll do the planning now virtually, and we will then get together in person and shoot as soon as possible once this is all done. It's a great way to get some cash flow during this time when you can't actually be working directly with clients, but it's also a really great way to have work ready to go as soon as this is done so that you can be busy and getting into your business again, okay? So any of that stuff is great to do, and I think it's really helpful with motivation because it's thinking about the positive side of things. When we're stuck in today, and like how helpless we feel sometimes. I don't know if you feel helpless, but I feel pretty helpless about a lot of stuff and totally out of control with it. And so it's really easy to get down. And so when I start thinking about what the opportunities are going to be and preparing for those going forward, then I get really excited again and it gives me a little bit of motivation. So that's the first thing, is prepare for that very first week back and do as much of that as you can right now. Like make a list of all the people to contact, what you're going to say to them, have it written out, have it ready to go. Okay, so it'll be great. All right, so you can re-listen to this section if you missed the first part of it, but definitely do that. And then the second thing that I would do to help keep your momentum going and keep your motivation high is to be honest with yourself and say, what is it that I actually have to do to keep sustaining my business during this time? And what can I let go of? I know for me, the very first 10 days or so of this, I worked like a frantic person. Like I was just like going. I was working, everybody else was staying home. It felt like, stepping away. And here I was like doubling my efforts because my income had dropped so significantly. And at that point, we didn't have any news of any aid coming or anything. It was terrifying. I was convinced we were going to lose everything because, like, literally, I think my income has dropped 85%. And, it's hard to keep your house and feed your family and all the things when your income drops that much. And so if you want to hear how I handled that, it's all in my podcast, which is at pbrand.me. I think I can add that in the comments. But I podcasted the whole thing, so you can listen to my whole journey there. pbrand.me. There. The link is in the comments. At least I hope it goes through. But anyways, I really, it was frantic. It was scary. It was, what it was. But all the extra work wasn't helping. It wasn't bringing in more money because everybody was scared. Everybody was, not spending money. They're saving it because they're in the same boat. Like, I know we have cut all of our spending off completely because we just don't know how long this is going to last. And we didn't know if there was any help available. And so what I did is once we found out that there was going to be some financial help, and if you guys haven't looked into this, you definitely want to look into the payroll protection plan, the PPP loans, because they're actually more like a grant and they are applicable for self-employed individuals if you can show that your income has dropped. Or if you can even just sign off and say, yes, my income is, if you've had to cancel or postpone sessions during this time, you are probably applicable for this. You may also be are eligible. You may also be eligible for the EIDL loan. I think that's what it's called. Economic disaster relief loan. I don't remember. It's the EIDL loan. Anyways, check into those. You may also qualify for unemployment when you may not have in the past. Plus, check any of your own states or local things, because I know like the state of Minnesota has some extra grants. Many states around the country have additional grants on top of what you can already get nationally, and other countries are doing similar things as well. And so definitely if you can get some support from that, and then just think about what's the bare minimum you can be doing in your business right now to sustain. So I definitely encourage you to continue your networking efforts and building relationships, as lots of people are online right now without a lot to do and they want to connect with people. So it's a great way to build those connections. Like for me, oh my gosh, I'm in this local Minnesota small business group. It's a networking group. I found it. It was like a Facebook recommendation. It just kind of popped up and I'm like, what is this? Let me check this out. And I joined it because I wanted to see, I thought it might be a good place to hear what was going on in Minnesota to help small business during this time. Well, it's all just spam, which sounds funny, but everyone's allowed to post like their deals and things and network with each other. And it's like the online version of a swarmy, spammy networking event. It's terrible. But here's why it's brilliant. Okay, so there's over 5,000 people in there. Here's why I'm so excited about it. Is everybody's just pushing their stuff and trying to make money. So I went to the admin and I'm like, can I go live? Can I go live in this group and teach and share and help people understand how to build their audiences online and use this time to help them get through and just give, not sell anything, but give, because it stands out in this sea of everybody being spammy. Going in there and teaching and giving is a really phenomenal way to stand apart. And it's a super active group of over 5,000 people. She thought, she literally said, yeah, that would be great. By the way, do you want to be an admin because I need help running the group? Just because I communicated and was offering to help the group by giving back. So now I'm an admin of this group, a moderator, or not an admin, a moderator, whatever. and I can post anything I want, but like I can give and I can build that up so that when people are ready to have photographers again, I can be like, hey, go hire our photographers, you know? And also I want to launch something kind of new coming up, and I'm going to be affiliating for Tribe, which is how to create and grow an online membership. And so it's an opportunity where I can build some of that. I can give a bunch first and build that know, like, and trust. And then when I have this, if they've been following me and are interested in it, they may want to join Tribe and I might get an affiliate commission from it, right? Which is totally okay in this group. This group is literally meant to self-promote yourself. So give, give, give. If you can find some of those local groups to give in, that's a great way to do it. But I'm getting off track. I was talking about what's the minimum you need to keep momentum going. So 1, I would definitely consider building relationships. 2, clean out that editing queue. When's the last time you haven't had any photos that needed editing for clients? Man, get that stuff done. And then, once you've got the bare minimum and like thought about what that first week back is going to look like and you're ready to just like, you're ready to go, it's okay to sit back a little bit and take some time away. Okay? I know you've probably got kids at home that you're schooling from home or whatever else. And I know how everything is just exhausting and terrifying or whatever. So if you can just figure out what that bare minimum is so that you have some freedom to step away, do that. Don't feel like you have to keep busy this entire time. Which brings me to the 3rd step, the way to keep motivated. Give yourself permission to rest. We have a global pandemic. It's okay if you aren't functioning 100%. It is okay to take some time away to do self-care as best you can when you're sheltering in place or whatever else. And it's okay if you aren't going to be able to function at your highest potential. If you're feeling tired and unmotivated, take a nap if you're able to. I know you're not necessarily always able to, but do what you need to. If you need to step away for a few days from your business, do that. Do that. I know with all this isolation, it can be really hard to feel connected to people. I can't recommend getting involved in online communities strongly enough. I know that being able to connect with the mastermind people that I'm part of, with some friends and family, and just do some virtual connection has been massive for me. And I highly, highly recommend that as well. So definitely check into that. Work on some life-giving projects for you. I've started playing guitar. I actually started at the beginning of March. So again, and I had played in the past, but not ever very well at all. I mean, just dabbling. And music used to be my life. And so I could play, the main 7 chords you need for just about everything. But I wasn't very good at it. And I didn't have different strumming patterns and any of that stuff. And I started learning guitar March 1st, and I've been playing every single day. I made it a part of my morning routine. And that has been one of the most life-giving things that I've done this whole time. And I haven't missed a day since March 1st, which is crazy, but also amazing. And it's fun to have something creative that takes all of my brain power, where I can't think of anything else if I'm actually doing music, because my brain is fully focused on that. Like, it's one of those flow states where your entire focus goes into what you're doing. And so when you have that, it's kind of like a break from all the other stressing and other stuff. So it's been really restful for me to do that. It's all I want to do right now. But also give yourself freedom to try some new stuff. Like, maybe you have had an idea for an online business or course that you want to do. Maybe you want to learn how to do video. Maybe you've got things you've never tried because you didn't have time to do it and you want to do that. I'm talking about that in my podcast. I'm going to be talking about how to build movements, not just communities, but like literally build movements of people who are excited. Like Tracy Reed, who's here in the comments because she's probably skipping her college classes to be here because she's such a fangirl. How do you get those kinds of people in your businesses? That's what I want to share. I've been doing this for years and I love building that kind of community and connection. And I've wanted to teach that for ages and I've just never had the time to do it. So I'm probably going to run a beta course on how to do that for other online entrepreneurs who sell courses. So, why not? And I don't have to keep doing it after this is done. It might be just something I do to float me through, or if I love it, I might continue doing that in the future as well. I don't know. But I have the space right now, like I'm doing the Monday videos. So every Monday you can catch me here at noon like you are right now if you're live. If you're not here live, noon Central Time, definitely sign up for notifications so you can catch these and not miss any. I'm going to be continuing my Brightside show, which is Tuesdays. I've got my Get 12ers, who I love and adore, that I'm going to continue supporting. And with my story session system alumni, we're redoing the story session system together as a group, where I'm doing a Q&A every Thursday with them, just to help them walk through the 6 modules again and update that during this time so they have something that they can be doing. And yes, Tracy, I know you very, very well. I know you're skipping class, you naughty woman. It's okay. I skipped lots of class in college too. And I still came out with a really high GPA, so it's all good. So to just know that it's okay to step away from your business a little bit, to rest, and to try something new. Because if you're not going to be making money doing more work in your business anyways, why not try something new? Maybe you won't make money doing that either, but at least you tried. And maybe it will be fun for you. Maybe you'll find a new passion that you absolutely adore. Or maybe you're just going to do something like play guitar. Or I sewed 7 masks yesterday. One for our nanny, one for me and my husband, and then one for my friend's family, for each of them, the 2 adults and their 2 teenage children. Because it sounds like, at least where we are, we may be mandated to wear masks when we go out to do grocery shopping and things in the future. And so I sewed some masks for her, it's fun to sew for me. So I'm taking the time to do things I haven't done in a long time, or maybe even ever, and just allowing myself to do that, spend time with family and rest. So, all right, just kind of quick review. To stay motivated, number 1, remember this is all going to be better when it's done. And this is like, if we can prepare ourselves for that first week after the sheltering in place is done and we can start working again, we're going to be way ahead of the curve, because most people are only thinking about right now and they're stressing out. And so definitely think about that and prepare as much as you can in advance. You are ready to run. Number 2, think about after that, what's the minimum you need to do to keep moving forward, and just do that. Like for me, I spent last week figuring out all of the financial stuff and applying for all the different help that I was eligible for. It sucked. Talked to my banker, did all the stuff, but they deferred my mortgage payments for 3 months without me even asking, which is fantastic. And it looks like we're going to qualify for at least one, if not a second kind of grant as well, which means it's money that we won't have to pay back for the most part. Maybe a small portion of it we might have to pay back, but still, that's fantastic. And then 3 is rest and work on some of the other stuff that is life-giving projects to you. Let yourself step back and do that. So, yeah, Paul, there should be implementation tasks. I got to see what happened. He added that. So he's a Get 12er. I know there should be April implementation tasks that posted. I'm going to check out why they didn't post and hopefully have that set up right after this video. So that'll be coming. I'm really sorry about that. We've been dealing with tech stuff and whatever else, and so I'm going to see what happened there. But I will definitely have that for you, because I have the task. Just make sure it's published. So thank you for showing me about that. And somebody else had mentioned it yesterday to me, so sorry. But yeah, so do that. If you aren't part of our free group, join now. It's awesome. There's no cost. There's lots of photographers in it. And connecting with people is a great way to stay motivated. But we are going to get through this. It is going to be better than ever. And I cannot wait to see how we flourish once it's done. In the meantime, have grace for yourself. Know that I'm here to support you. This group is here to support you. It's a fantastic group. And I cannot wait to see where we all are once this is done. So yeah, thanks for showing up today. See you next week, Monday noon, and tomorrow, which is Tuesday, I'm going to be doing another Brightside show in this group right here, inside the group only, and that's where I'm focusing on the most positive things that are happening in our industry, in the world. Sometimes it's just random fun. I also like to feature my fellow bright-haired photographers because, it's fun and it's bright. And yeah, so catch me there. That's noon Central Time tomorrow in the group. And until then, you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.